The third time in 7 days, the Mizzou men's basketball team back inside their home of Mizzou Arena to get this new season started. Tonight, for the second straight year, it's the Missouri Tigers hosting the SIU Edwardsville Cougars, a battle of 1-1 teams. Welcome courtside at Norm Stewart Court, along with the former two-time Big 12 champion Jared Sutton. I'm Ben Arnett. And early bounce-back mode for Missouri tonight.
Yeah, a second half that Mizzou fans and Mizzou would like to forget against Memphis. But there were positives to take away in that first half against Memphis. They got to return tonight and play better against an SIU Edwardsville team that is very good.
Good first half, bad second half. That was illustrated by this guy, Sean East. 14 points in the first half against Memphis, none in the second half. But he's been Mizzou's most consistent shooter through the first two games.
Yeah, Ben, and we've just seen a lot of confidence out of Sean East early on. He's been way more aggressive downhill, attacking, really taking on the leadership mantle that was left by Kobe Brown and Demoy Hodge. But he's been great attacking and then shooting that three-point shot. He's off to a great start, 12 of 16 from the field through his first two games.
21 points in the opener against Arkansas Pine Bluff, and really has stressed in the preseason in his second year at Mizzou, trying to take that leadership mantle. He says drive the culture for head coach Dennis Gates.
And he's been fearless too. Right when he stepped on the floor on last Monday in their first game, he was ready to go. You always know you can count on Sean East to be ready to go. Obviously came off the bench a lot last season, was very impactful on that NCAA tournament team a year ago. Now he's in a completely different role and really being aggressive right out of the gate so far for Mizzou.
National Junior College Player of the Year 2 years ago, starting his third straight game for Missouri tonight, and we are underway. Game number 3 for both the Missouri Tigers and the SIU Edwardsville Cougars. As I mentioned off the top, second straight year these two have met inside this arena in the non-con. It's DeMarco Minor on the drive and the pull-up, and SIUE with the early lead.
Yeah, and that's a little pull-up there off isolation. DeMarco Minor, really good scorer, averaging a double-double right now, 11 points, 10 rebounds, Ohio Valley Conference, all-newcomer team last year.
Mizzou goes small, replacing Jesus Carolero Martin with John Tange tonight. He gets his first start as a Missouri Tiger.
Yeah, great to see John Tange in the starting lineup. Scored 1,000 points in 4 seasons at Colorado State. 45% from the field and 37% from 3 in this 4 years. So efficient basketball player, shot 39% a year ago. Really a good player, good shooter. It's going to add more offensively to Mizzou. Great to see him on the floor.
And these will be his first extended minutes of the season. Did not play in the opener a week ago against Pine Bluff. Just a couple of minutes on Friday night in that loss to Memphis. There's a nice backdoor cut, up and under, and there goes Sean East again.
And Missouri got this a lot against Arkansas Pine Bluff a week ago. Just elevated 4 guys out, right free throw line extended. You get a back cut right out of the gate, and Sean East starts off on a hot note with a reverse finish.
And the starting lineup for the Cougars includes the Wright twins, along with Rayshawn Taylor, their leading scorer from a year ago, back once again, along with Minor, who has the first bucket, and now the second bucket, and Thompson.
And what are we seeing right now? DeMarco Minor very quick off the bounce. That's a quick crossover, explosive first step, gets downhill, great body control. He is aggressive early, looking for his jump shot.
And he had a career-high 14 rebounds in the season-opening loss at Dayton for SIUE. Here's the birthday boy, Carter, kicking it out to Tange. Tange, a tough drive into traffic, and he will go to the foul line.
Love that attack from Tange. Off the shot fake. Great shooter. Got the shot fake. Defender leaves his feet and attacks. Uses his strength and body control to get to the free throw line.
Head coach Dennis Gates, his second year at Missouri, really wanted to challenge his team earlier than they did in the non-conference a year ago. That's why they scheduled that game on Friday night against Memphis. And Missouri learned a lot from that game. Brian Baroni, the son of the late Tony Baroni, that folks will remember as the former head coach at Creighton, Texas A&M, and the Memphis Grizzlies in his 5th year at SIUE, led the Cougars to their first season over 500 as a Division I program last year. And Tange hits the first free throw.
Yeah, 19 wins a year ago for SIUE. First winning season last season since becoming the D1 program, like you mentioned, and a lot of returners back, a lot of experience back as well for this SIU Edwardsville team.
2 for 2 at the line.
Missouri here picking up full court. They love to do this out of made free throws, bringing pressure full court.
Another thing that Dennis Gates pointed out, he wasn't happy with the energy for the full 40 minutes against Memphis on Friday. Missouri certainly bringing the energy with that full court pressure early on here against SIUE in a tie ball game. Minor goes down low. This is Thompson, and he can't get the roll. There's a rebound by Grill.
Yeah, Caleb Grill, who struggled to find a shot. Excellent defense there on the ball, and then closes with a rebound. He leads Mizzou in rebounding at 8.5 a game.
And Tanjay hits his first three-pointer as a Missouri Tiger.
That's pretty. That's off the catch, in rhythm, and just a fluid stroke. Great mechanics, shot ready, confident, comfortable right in his shooting pocket. Great passes, well, nothing but the bottom of the net. Great start for John Tanji.
And Missouri has its first lead just over 2 minutes into the ball game. Carter, it's screened by Thompson. That's Rayshawn Taylor, averaged 15 a game last year, and the first team All-OVC scorer has his first bucket tonight.
Yeah, tough bucket. Good shot fake. He had 17 against Mizzou last season, so he is familiar with this building. He can really score.
Carter, as I mentioned, celebrating his birthday today. That's no way to celebrate. The steal by Lamar Wright, one of the two Wright twins. Both getting the start this evening for the second straight game. Minor on the drive. He's already got 4. He gets swatted that time by Carter. Missouri in transition. Quick ball movement. And now a pull-up three. Sean East can't get it to go. Look at Grill crash the boards. Taylor comes away with it.
Ben, his motor's always going. He's not thinking about it. He's a shooter. You know, he struggled from 3, but he does so many other things that are so important for this basketball team. It's why he's on the floor for Mizzou, starting games.
And that forced a 5-second call because Grill was just all over Shamar Wright, who was trying to give an outlet pass there, and Grill just wouldn't give any ground.
Yeah, he just exhausts himself. I mean, we're 4 minutes into this game, and really when you see Caleb Grill, he's just constantly active. Energy level is high. That's an experienced older player bringing that. You touched on it earlier. Missouri really didn't have that energy in that second half against Memphis. They're going to want to do that right out of the gate. They want to start fast, and right now 31 is setting the tone for Mizzou.
First sub of the game for Missouri as Noah Carter goes to the bench, and we get our first look at Aiden Shaw tonight. East with Shamar Wright on him. Gives it up to Grill. And here's another three. This one blocked. Lamar Wright with the rejection.
Lamar Wright using his length. Really good job of understanding John Tanji going into his shot. Second man to leave the floor, but using his length to close out and under control with his feet.
Rayshawn Taylor looking to get the baseline, but he's cut off. It's a down low to Lamar Wright, who draws a foul on John Tanji. Lamar Wright rewarded with the chance on the offensive end after this block.
Yeah, just a good swing pass from Caleb Grill, and right there, shot ready on the catch is Tanji, but a great block coming in a little bit of a late closeout, but right there with a high hand, and you can see the blocks, 108 blocks, 5th in SIU Edwardsville history. Really good timing, good anticipation there to close out. High hand, the right high hand too with that left to block the shot.
Coming off a 14-point, 7-rebound game. And SIUE's first victory this season over North Park, a Division III school. They lost to Dayton to start the season on the road.
Then Lamar Wright, really good shooter too, 41% from 3 last year. That led the team. So his length and his size, you see it him blocking shots, but he can also shoot the basketball.
Carter right back in for Caleb Grill. Of course, Lamar Wright, the twin brother of Shamar Wright, both starting this evening. They are the sons of the late Lorenzen Wright, great NBA player, starred primarily for the Memphis Grizzlies. Missouri quickly moving the ball, and we get John Tanji right in our lap to start this one as he was able to save it.
A little miscommunication there.
Excuse me here.
Got to get that camera right. Got to get Ben's face.
Hold on, let me frame it out of the camera. Okay, I think we're good.
I thought he was coming right in your lap. Did a nice job of balancing right there.
Not fleeing in terror as well. 4 minutes into this one, we're all tied at 7.
Always good to get action right in the first few minutes, even for us over here.
Down low to Thompson, and he will go to the foul line. I mentioned the Wright twins. There's Lamar. We will talk more about Lamar and Shamar when we return, including an addition to the Wright family. It's 7-7 in the early going. Good one in the early going, just over 4 minutes into this one. It is 7-7, and Shamar and Lamar Wright, twin brothers, here for this SIU Edwardsville Cougar team, one of 9 pairs of twins on the same Division I team. They're one of 25 sets of brothers playing for the same team in college basketball. Missouri will play 4 of those sets of brothers before the season is over, 3 of them this month alone. And you look at what they've done for this SIUE program, and they've been a big part of getting this program established as a Division I team their first year over 500 a year ago.
Yeah, Shamar Wright, too, just a very good scorer. We've seen Lamar Wright a little bit here early on, blocking a shot, getting to the free throw line. But with Shamar, big-time score, had 29 points in their opener last Thursday. He's a 1,000-point score, 10th all-time in SIU scoring. He played at Link Prep in Branson, was a big-time scorer there as well. So very talented player, Shamar Wright. Missouri's got to find him at all times. He's great off the bounce. He can shoot it. 3-level score. Good athlete. Both these guys 6'7", really athletic frames, too, that can really help this team tonight.
And I have to correct you there, partner. Shamar did not play in the opener against Dayton. He was actually at the birth of his first child. Head coach Brian Baroni wanted to make sure that he was there for that. So he missed the opener against Dayton to be there for the birth of his first child, and then came in and scored those 29 against North Park in his first game of the year last week. So the Wright family has added another in the last few weeks.
I get it. As your child's born, a little bit more important than the opener.
And SIU Edwardsville has another lead here. They're sticking with Missouri and then some, matching Missouri's pressure. Corner 3 for Carter, and the rebound for Thompson. Marco Minor has been running the offense, had the first 4 points as it poked away there. But SIUE salvaging the possession. Shamar Wright contested by Tanjay and foul.
And there was the brother connection right there on a backdoor. Shamar Wright going to the rim to dunk that basketball. Good contest from Tanji, but looks like got him at the top. Right there on the hand. Good call.
And that is the second foul on Tanjay. So we talked about him getting his first start. He only played a couple of minutes against Memphis, didn't play in the opener. And now, just over 4.5 minutes into this one, he's probably going to have to go to the bench with those 2 fouls.
Yeah, it's a big play here early on through these first 4 minutes as Tanji's foul trouble. He's started well from the field, hit a 3, got to the free throw line. But right there, just a tough foul, picks up his second. I love the energy, though, to get to the right spot, off the ball defensively, protect the rim, don't give up a dunk, send Shamar Wright to the free throw line, but pick up your second there. That's a tough foul.
So he is replaced by Tamar Bates. Missouri also brings in one of their freshmen, Jordan Butler. He replaces Aiden Shaw. Missouri has not scored in over 2.5 minutes, and they now trail by 3.
Missouri's got to continue to move the basketball, player movement and ball movement.
Carter on the drive, blocked that time by Arnis Sakanis.
Right there, just nowhere to go with the ball for Noah Carter, so he drives the basketball and gets his shot blocked, but too much standing on the perimeter. Shawnee's is trying to cut through the baseline to the corner, but not a lot of movement there. Very stagnant possession right there for Missouri.
Sakanis at 6'11" provides that size and rim protection off the bench for SIUE. Just saw it there. Bates cut off. Now it's East on a baseline drive, and he's able to wind his way through.
He's slippery, isn't he? I mean, just smooth, soft left-hand touch, but just able to get a paint touch, handle the contact. Shawnee's plays bigger than he looks, too. I mean, he's a strong guard, doesn't really get bumped off a lot, and very good downhill to turn the corner right there, playing off 2 feet. Able to get a touch bucket there in the paint.
That's what Missouri just couldn't do in the second half when they were struggling from the outside against Memphis. There's a block by Butler.
You got to see the length right there from Butler. Great timing there to block the shot. Secondary shot blocker right there. Great effort and energy right when you get in the game, impact the game at the rim. Right there, great attack from Shawnee's to just play under control, gets to a 2-foot jump shot, and then right there, high hands, swats down on the ball. Keeps his eye up. Great block from Butler.
First block of his Mizzou career for the freshman 7-footer, and now Missouri the steal. Robinson, another freshman, just into the game, and he draws a blocking foul.
Strong attack there from Robinson. Missouri looking to push there. That's something, too, to look for tonight, is Missouri playing a little faster in transition. Don't just get in the half court and get stagnant. Push the ball and move the ball.
And that is Shamar Wright's second foul, so he's going to have to come out of the game. So both Tanjay for Missouri and now Shamar Wright for SIUE in foul trouble in the early going, and that could be a big blow to the Cougars.
Yeah, it's a big foul.
Early lead for SIUE. Missouri looking to take the lead back as Robinson gives it up to East. Missouri with some more size in there. They started small. Robinson a three. Butler just gets pushed out of there by Minor.
Like the shot, though, from Robinson. Be aggressive. He's got a pretty stroke. Good shooter. Be ready to shoot. Unfortunately, back iron, but really good look right there.
And now the 7-footer guarding the 6-footer on the other end. And a foul on the reach-in by Butler.
Yeah, right there. You got to move your feet. It's an easy hand check call.
Look at Minor, 6 feet against the 7-footer Jordan Butler on the box out here.
Sometimes rebounding isn't all about size. It's all about attitude and mentality.
Low man wins,
Low
right?
man always wins. That's right. And so many times, too, you see guys try to out-jump, guys for rebounds, but it's those rules still apply like they always do. You got to hit somebody, got to find a body and get low into the legs of the guy you're hitting.
That is going on the tape for SIUE. Nobody's ever going to have an excuse on this team the rest of time to not get a rebound. And then Minor on the other end hits the step back.
That's a tough shot, too. Fully contested. Little mid-range short corner step back. Tough bucket. He's ready to go.
Minor had 6 of the Cougars' first 12 points. Carter answers with a 3.
That looked good, too. Noah Carter coming back and returning the favor after getting a shot over the top of him. He comes back and hits a 3 right there from the right wing.
So Missouri ties the ball game back up as we approach the 13-minute mark. But Brian Taylor was the one attacking there. He's Rayshawn Taylor's cousin. So some strong family connections on this SIU Edwardsville team. Minor has been great in the early going. He gets double teamed. Gives it up the drive by Jordan Pickett. That would be the younger brother of Javon Pickett, who Missouri fans know well. But the Tigers get the turnover, and now a foul on Pickett on the other end.
Right now, both teams got to understand the whistle. A lot of whistles here just with this minor contact, but they are fouls. They are going to call those tonight. Got to adjust, but that's a tough bucket right there on the step back from Minor over Noah Carter. But Noah Carter says, I'll return the favor. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Missouri 2 for their first 6 from 3. They would like that up a little bit higher percentage-wise.
Yeah, and it still comes back to taking the right shots. Coach Gates will always talk about that. They do want to shoot threes. Keep shooting. Stay aggressive. Stay confident in yourself. Shoot those open looks.
There's another one. And Carter's buried 2 in a row from the outside.
And that was deep and contested as well. So both threes from Noah Carter fully contested. But right there, shot ready. No dip there. Catch and go right into your shot. Good looking stroke from Noah Carter here early on.
He's got 6 early points celebrating his 23rd birthday here today at Mizzou Arena. Lamar Wright on the drive goes glass.
That's tough. Noah Carter did a nice job of coming over. High hands, but a better finish.
Robinson attacks, and he draws another foul. That's the second time he's been able to draw a foul driving the lane.
Might have been a good foul as Noah Carter just buried his third consecutive three. Foul's starting to mount up here through the first 8 minutes.
That one goes against Brian Taylor. That's his first foul. Back into the game is his cousin Rayshawn Taylor. And Missouri with a chance to extend a 1-point lead. There's another one. 3 for 3.
Yeah, he's locked in. He's feeling it. And right now, the other 4 guys on the floor for Missouri have to identify the hot hand. Right there, they find Noah Carter on a great inbounds play on the baseline.
Missed his first triple, now has hit 3 straight. Noah Carter giving Missouri a 4-point lead. And now the crowd comes to life. Late arriving crowd filling into the lower bowl of Mizzou Arena. Rayshawn Taylor and SIU Edwardsville looking for the answer. Lamar Wright back out to Taylor. 10 to shoot for the Cougars. Butler, the 7-footer, sticks with Taylor, alters the shot. Battles, Thompson gets the rebound, can't get it to go, and Butler eventually gets the board.
Excellent defensive possession right there from Butler, but second, third, and fourth efforts right there, not just on the ball guarding, but really protecting the rim there at the end.
Look at the adjustment in midair by Robinson, kicked out to Bates, swung to Butler for 3. Long rebound tracked down by Robinson. They don't trap him in the corner, and he finds Butler as the safety valve. Rejection by Lamar Wright. He sent that one into the first row, and that'll take us to a break. Missouri heating up from the outside, courtesy of the birthday boy, Noah Carter.
Noah Carter looking good, shooting the 3-ball, defending, doing a great job, carrying Missouri, showing that leadership here early on.
And Missouri showing the defense as well as SIU Edwardsville continues to stick with them. We've got a good one going in Como, 18-14 in the early going. And the SIU Edwardsville Cougars, and Missouri has regained the lead thanks to Noah Carter.
Yeah, he's top returner by production from a year ago, but his best basketball season, the final 8 games last year, where he shot 57% and 42%, are what Noah Carter wants to bring night in and night out. Only shot 32% from 3 a year ago. Great to see him be aggressive here early on, shooting the right shots in rhythm, and really doing a nice job offensively and defensively on both ends of the floor to lead Missouri so far.
Missed his first from the outside, but has hit 3 in a row since, and that's what's given Missouri the 4-point lead. Close on the glass right now. Missouri only out rebounding SIU Edwardsville by 1, 7-6, and they've had the size in there. They went a little bit taller after the small lineup to start the game. Noah Carter has been part of that.
Yeah, and you know, Missouri bouncing back from that Memphis game where really it was the points in the paint, the rebounding. Missouri got out-rebounded by 12 to Memphis. Obviously, the shooting was poor in that second half. You want to shoot the ball better, but it's the other things as well that Dennis Gates is going to talk about. Being better in the paint, that's rebounding the basketball, not giving up early buckets too in the paint, and then also making layups themselves. They really struggled to finish against Memphis at the rim as well.
Now, the shooting just fell off a cliff against Memphis, and Dennis Gates mentioned in his post-game press conference he does not feel like that's going to be a trend for this Missouri basketball team. I believe 5 for 26 from beyond the arc against Memphis on Friday.
Yeah, they're too good as shooters on this roster, and they're going to have to do it by committee too and stay aggressive. You're going to have nights where you don't shoot the ball well, but you got to continue to stay with it. But the biggest thing with shooting is you can't beat teams all the time off the dribble, especially teams that are long and athletic. You got to beat it with the pass. Sometimes ball movement and player movement always bodes well for shooters.
Pickett misses a 3, rebound by Carter. Carter pulls up again. Can't get the shooter's roll.
I'd say that's a heat check if I've ever seen one.
It was pretty early in the shot clock, wasn't it?
It was.
Missouri with some pressure here against Minor. Minor the drive all the way and goes glass.
Coach Gates ain't gonna be happy with that one. They wanted a trap right there, try to get the ball out of Minor's hands, and just not a good enough trap defensively. Minor gets all the way to the rim.
Back to a 2-point game. Honor driving on Pickett, and he gets all the way, can't get it to go. Minor ends up with it.
See right there, nobody touches the basketball. A lot of dribbling. You get to the rim, you're out of control. That's a tough shot and a bad shot. Why not run the offense, get in the half court, and start moving and passing that basketball? Just not a good shot right there from Nick Honor.
Minor for the lead. And into the hands of Carter.
It's just where Sean East is really good. Slow the possession down, understanding where you are in the flow of the game. Bad possession, the possession down. Let's get into the half court. Let's run a set and get a good one.
And Missouri needs that guy to make that decision in the flow of the game. That's where Kobe Brown and Demoy Hodge led so much last year.
Absolutely. You got to have leadership on the floor. You got to have players that really think the game and understand what you want done from a coaching standpoint.
This is 2 possessions in the last 3 where East has done a good job of getting to the basket and trying to get a high percentage shot late in the shot clock.
And you know, for a guard that's an undersized guard, he does a really good job of playing with his back to the basket. I mean, he's good feel. He's not a post player, obviously, but he's very good at understanding where the defense is and where the defender is on his hip, and he likes to go both right and left. He obviously would like to get to that strong left hand. He's great with floaters, too, when he can get to the logo and the SEC logo, but really doing a nice job of just being under control, playing on balance, and playing off 2 feet.
He gets to the foul line here. And the 84% free throw shooter a year ago buries that one. That was the 6th team foul on SIU Edwardsville. It went against Minor, his first, but Missouri will be shooting the rest of the half on the next Edwardsville foul.
And Ben Shawnee's such a good first half against Memphis, had 12 points, just 2 in the second half. Memphis did a really good job of really cutting off Sean East in terms of attacking and getting to that paint. Did a nice job of trying to get the ball out of his hands or just extend it and try to push him and force him away from the 3-point line and use their length. That really bothered Sean East, but really good first half against Memphis. Struggled in the second half like everybody really did for Missouri. But Sean East has come back in this game in this first half, been completely locked in to doing his job on both ends of the floor.
Full court pressure here from Missouri. They just hounded Taylor, who gets it to right.
Much better trap right there from Missouri defensively.
Pickett gives it back. Taylor for 3. Got it.
That's a late switch. Nick Honor was late, tried to call it out late to Caleb Grill.
And Trent Pierce turns it over. The freshman just into the ball game. Taylor with 5 points now.
There's another look at the three, and right there, Nick Honor just calls the switch just a little too late. Caleb Grill, good contest to get back in there, but that's a little too much time and space for Rayshon Taylor, who just rises up, great elevation off the floor to stick that three from the left wing.
Freshman Jordan Pickett is out there with a very experienced SIU Edwardsville lineup, as they have brought Shamar Wright, playing with 2 fouls, back into the game. So we'll watch that. Minor has done a very good job of quarterbacking this SIUE offense in this first half. He almost gets trapped. It's Lamar Wright who drives on Honor, gets contested and draws a foul, I think, on Caleb Grill.
That's a smart play, really smart play. And Dennis Gates right now telling his team, you want to trap, and you can use Aiden Shaw at the top of that to use his athleticism, but where are you on the backside? Where are you on the weak side help? There's too many open lanes there, and that's the right move right there from Wright to attack off the shot fake, use your explosiveness and your length, get to the rim, create contact, and get to the free throw line.
Foul on Grill is his first and Mizzou's 5th, and it's Lamar Wright. It was 1 for 2, now 1 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
It's one thing Missouri did a lot of last year, was changing their defense a lot, especially being undersized last year. They struggled on the glass, so they would pick up full court a lot. A lot of that just man-to-man, solid man-to-man to slow down an offensive set, but they also would throw different traps, whether it be man-to-man traps or 1-2-2s, 1-3-1s. Really tried to change different looks to really throw off teams. We'll see if they continue to stay with this trapping. SIU Edwardsville doing a nice job, though, of getting out of that first pass, out of that trap, and then attack. Don't get back on your heels. Really attack the rim and move the ball out of the trap.
Still a 1-point Missouri lead. What do you think of bringing Shamar Wright back in here? It feels like a critical point in the game, or 1-point game.
Right.
Missouri struggling over their last 6 from the field.
And we're hitting under 8 media timeout. You wonder if, especially with an experienced player, you got to have that trust to put him back in the game with still a good amount of time left in this first half.
That foul goes against Pickett. And that is his 2nd foul. So that'll likely send the freshman back to the bench, and it will, as Terrence Thompson replaces him. Pickett's older brother, Javon, quite a career here.
Yeah, we remember him well. A lot of baseline highlight reels back in the day, and Javon was such a great representative of the program during his tenure here at Missouri.
Robinson, the 1-and-1, as that was the 7th team foul. 2nd team All-State. The Illinois side of the St. Louis Metro and Belleville. Over 1,600 career points. They expect big things from him.
Yeah, that's quite the accomplishment. 1,600 points, and he's a guy that's got a good frame to him too. Really strong, broad shoulders, good size, but really skilled as well. Can impact the game, scoring the ball in different ways. Really smart player as well on both ends of the floor. They're excited about what he will bring this season.
All right, 8 minutes to go. Cougars bring their starting 5 back out there. It's a 2-point game. Here's Taylor. 15-point-a-game guy gets fouled by Butler, and that's going to be the freshman's 2nd. And that will take us to a break. 8 minutes exactly to go. It's a 2-point game. We got a good one going between Mizzou and SIUE. Tonight, the women's college basketball season continues with the Clemson Tigers taking on the #1 ranked South Carolina Gamecocks. A rivalry showdown at Colonial Life Arena. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 6 Central Time on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. We are in Columbia, Missouri. The students are having a good time. So are the youngsters, the future students, as Missouri and SIU Edwardsville are locked up in a 2-point game.
I think that was me as a kid here, and that was at the old Hearns with wearing my Missouri sweatshirt, getting excited about Mizzou, and ultimately coming to Mizzou. It's always great to see kids coming here to the games and enjoying themselves.
In a building with seats that have a much higher approval rating than the avocado green of the Hearns Center. SIU Edwardsville with a chance to tie or take the lead. They've been there every single step of the way. Getting a good game from their point guard, DeMarco Minor, who has 8 of their first 19 points and is guarded by Sean East with 8 seconds to shoot. Hand off to Taylor, and he draws a hand check foul on Grill, and that is #2 on Caleb Grill.
That's a tough one, too. It's Caleb Grill just trying to get over the screen and just using his hands a little too much. It's a tough foul, and SIU Edwardsville was trying to run a set out of the timeout, and they were stagnant. I don't think there was I think there was a miscommunication in the play they were running, so they get into their set late in the shot clock. You can't pick up a cheap foul there, and it stops the clock and sends SIU Edwardsville to the free throw line.
A 1-and-1 for Taylor, as that is the 17th foul on Missouri. Taylor with 6 points as he got the friendly roll. Mentioned Rayshon Taylor, first team All Ohio Valley Conference last year, the first player in the history of the program to do that. And he gets both free throws, and we are all knotted at 21.
SIU Edwardsville now showing some full court pressure. A little 1-2-2 zone look to try to slow down Missouri here.
Tigers struggling. No field goals in the last 4.5 minutes. Grill playing with 2 fouls, hands to Robinson, and now Butler. A couple freshmen in the game for Missouri. It's East with 7 to shoot. He tries to get to the basket again and does.
Great balance too. Knows the shot blocker is coming. Hangs in the air and a soft touch off the glass. Sean East, whenever you need late in the clock, you need a player to go get one or maybe drive the lane, try to create something. Sean East is your guy right now for Missouri to put the ball on the floor, get to the paint, and make plays.
He's got 8 points. Wright gets Grill up in the air, pulls up, and Butler the rebound.
Great rebound from Butler there, taking it away from Caleb Grill.
Honor pushing. Now he's in trouble. Finds an outlet for Grill. Robinson looking to get something. Nothing available. Good cut by East.
How good is he at those spin left-hand finishes as well? Great find from Robinson. But that's Sean East. It's a much more of a motion set right there. He just rejects the screen and cuts hard. Cuts ahead of the ball. Strong cut, decisive cut, and he gets a free layup.
He's got 10 points to lead all scorers and a jump ball call. Missouri will get it on the arrow.
Good patience for Missouri on this set. Nick Honor kicked the ball out prior to this pass, and just a good backdoor cut, good read. Defenders overplaying, you cut backdoor, there's a switch there. You see the miscommunication, and Shawnee's so good getting that ball off the glass, beating the shot blocker.
Missouri with 6 assists tonight. That young man right there, Anthony Robinson II, has 3 of them. He is going to stay in Dennis Gates' good graces with those numbers.
No question. We've talked about the ball movement issues against Memphis and player movement. Missouri had 8 assists to 12 turnovers in that game. They're a team that's going to have to move the ball, share the ball. That's something that's great about this system, and there's a lot of guys that can come off the bench and play. You got to move the ball. There's a lot of guys on this team that can score the basketball, but you got to move and cut and help each other on the offensive end.
Honor looking to drive. SIU Edwardsville is so physical defensively. Butler misses the 3. As John Tonje went flying, he checks back into the game with 2 fouls.
And right there, Shawnee's, this is the leadership moment right there. There's a dead ball here, and he's saying a couple things to Butler, making sure they're on the same page. Not sure if that's a shot that they want, but obviously a guy that's confident here coming into the game for a freshman, shooting the basketball, but looking like a set that they were trying to run. And right there, maybe a shot we could get at any time, but maybe sacrifice that for something better.
So he's got 2 players in the game right now playing with 2 fouls. Butler, the freshman, and Tonje, the senior transfer. Tonje on the ball right here. Minor has been really aggressive. We'll see if he attacks Tonje. Under 6 to play in the first half. Minor, step back. Can't get it to go. Thompson there for the rebound. And he kicks it out. Taylor, an open look. Altered. That was blocked by the freshman Robinson. Heads up turn and shot, but he didn't draw iron from right, and that's a violation.
That has to be the best defensive possession of this night for Missouri. Active defensively, great energy, a shot block there. Excellent on-ball defense from Tanji to start the possession. Great extension and contest from Anthony Robinson. It's a great effort for a freshman. They'll show that on film tomorrow. It's a late closeout. He was late, but saw that was his assignment, got back in the play and contested the shot and got a block shot out of it. Anthony Robinson was great in this first half, really passing the ball. Defensively, he's been good, making all the right plays. He's going to keep earning minutes if he plays like he's playing right now.
Really seeing why Missouri made him a captain for their summertime workouts. Tonje can't get that one to go. Fast break the other way. Taylor up and under.
That's something Missouri can't give up. It's a tough shot on one end of the floor, and then they give up a layup on the other end quickly in transition.
Quick response, East for 3.
whenever Missouri needs a response and they need a play, Sean East is the one that's been providing that so far early on in the season for Missouri. And he's shooting the ball with so much confidence. Right there in rhythm, not a lot of extended movement there. There was last year sometimes where he would have a little bit of extended movement with defenders that would contest. Right there in rhythm, sees the contest, but it doesn't bother him. He jumps up and buries it.
He's 5 for 7 from the field, 13 points to lead all scorers. Now Missouri by 5. Minor guarded by Honor. Thompson wants to give it back. Now he'll drive on Carter late in the shot clock. Can't get it to go, and there's East for a rebound.
Great stuff from Noah Carter right there. Just take the contact, high hands, don't foul.
East, all gas, no brakes.
On balance too, Ben. I mean, he's scoring at all 3 levels. We've seen floaters, we've seen layup finishes, crafty layup finishes. We've seen the 3-point shot. He's leading on both ends of the floor, leading vocally and with his game tonight.
Brian Taylor gives it up to Minor. Missouri has their largest lead, approaching the 4-minute mark of the first half. Minor. Edwardsville needs a bucket. It's Taylor for 3, and he nailed it. The Milwaukee transfer.
Great set right there, and a good kick-out pass. Wide open 3. Missouri was out of sorts there. No contest. Wide open spot-up 3. That was a big bucket right there for SIU Edwardsville.
He's got 5. St. Louis native, DeSmet grad, keeping Edwardsville in this game. Carter looking to drive. Now he'll pull up on Thompson. Can't get it to go, but Robinson there for the rebound. The freshman goes right in and draws a foul.
Unself, he's done that so many times too in this first set. He's had a couple offensive rebounds, just really getting active on the glass. Excellent possession right there from Anthony Robinson.
Jarrett Sean East is leading the way for Missouri once again.
Yeah, we highlighted him in the open. Sean East has been great for Missouri tonight, really carrying the torch. Had a great first half against Memphis, just having a great first half so far against SIU Edwardsville. We've seen the 3-point shot. He's been on balance downhill. Great gather, great finish. Sean East carrying Missouri up by 4 first half.
Go to sneakers right now.
I grew up in Chicago, so I'm a Jordan head.
Tell me about your first job back when you were a kid.
I worked for the Chicago Options Exchange. It introduced me to the world in a very quick way.
What would be at least a great day in your life?
Great day would be hanging with my family.
Dennis Gates on a fast break from the University of Missouri.
Dennis Gates in his 2nd season, happy to be in Columbia. Missouri fans are happy to have him. I don't know that there's anybody associated with black and gold right now that has a higher Q rating than Dennis Gates.
Yeah, obviously had a tough loss on Friday, but you go back to last year, and you hate to reference last year, but that's an NCAA tournament team in Dennis Gates' first year for a team that was picked 11th in the SEC. So a guy that really took Missouri, finished 4th. They get an SEC, a great slate in the SEC. Then they go win an NCAA tournament game. Great first year, and then the pieces they've added to this group and what's ahead too for this program. They're just getting started. This coaching staff and Coach Gates, they've done a terrific job so far since coming to Columbia.
He's been a college head coach for 4 years. He's taken 2 teams to March Madness.
Yeah, and he's, you talk about rebuilding programs. There's no one better to look at than Dennis Gates in terms of how fast he can do it. And I think the buy-in last year was what was so impressive. And he referenced this, Ben, we talked about it. They got beat in this building pretty bad by Kansas last year, and they responded to that quickly and changed how they played. And then all of a sudden by Christmas, they were beating Illinois and blowing them out of a game in St. Louis. That was that quick. And
then Kentucky.
And then Kentucky right after that in this building. And they carried that momentum into league play. It's a long season. You just can't gauge a team off one game, especially so early. But it's, again, Coach Gates putting this schedule together. He wanted it to be more competitive. He wanted to put his team in more tests early on. That was a good test for them against a very good Memphis basketball team on Friday. They'll learn from it, they'll grow from it, and continue to get better as the year goes on.
So they learn more from that Kansas game in a losing effort in one night than they learned from the rest of their non-conference schedule leading up to that, and that's why they're playing so many high major teams in the month of November. They'll be at Minnesota on Thursday. They've got Pitt at the end of the month. Of course, Memphis on Friday night. He wants to challenge his team because they learn more when they're challenged.
Yeah, and you find out a lot about your leadership. You find out a lot about guys stepping up in big moments and tough moments, hostile environments. Missouri's going to face that in this non-conference slate. Who's going to step up? Who's going to respond? Who's going to really carry the torch for this program?
Got a 6-point lead now, and Shamar Wright just traveled, and that gives it back to Missouri. And here's a critical spot Dennis Gates mentioned he felt like Missouri played their worst basketball in the loss to Memphis on Friday in the middle 8 minutes of the game. Last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half, and we're here at that spot right here, to 6-point game. Moment of truth, right?
I feel like it's Mike Anderson talking to our teams back in the day, because we always harped on final 4-minute period, first 4-minute period. You got to win those. Starting games fast, yeah, you want to do that, but it's closing halves and starting halves that sometimes end up playing a big momentum shift in games, and that's something this team's going to have to continue to get better with as they go on.
Robinson for 3. And the rebound for Taylor.
Important possession right here for SIU Edwardsville too. They got to stop at a bad possession on a turnover prior. They got to slow themselves down, get a good bucket right here.
DeMarco Minor pulls up, got it, and he's got 10 points.
And that'll work, Ben. I mean, he has been great off the bounce. Got that quick step back, and he loves that crossover. He can tack both directions, loves the mid-range, really playing with a lot of confidence in this first half.
East has led the way for Missouri, 15 first half points. Guarded closely by Lamar Wright. They switch. Now it's Tamar Bates back in. Tanjay for 3. Can't get it to go.
Right there, SIU Edwardsville will live with that. They've got now consecutive stops. Missouri, you know, they want to shoot threes. You want to make sure you shoot good shots, but SIU Edwardsville will take that. It's a tough contested 3. And you get the ball back with the possession here.
Minor pulls up again. And it goes up over the back, and they'll go to Missouri. The Tigers are 5 for 16 from beyond the arc now.
Yeah, shooting a lot of threes. And look, Missouri is going to want to shoot threes. Here's the look at the bucket from Minor out of the pick and roll. They're just a hedge right there from Noah Carter and the flat ball screen. And Minor sees it, gets to a step back. Good offense right there from DeMarco Minor. Strong first half, 2, 5, and 9 from the field.
Whether it's Minor or Rayshawn Taylor or Shamar Wright, who's had a quiet first half, he's been in foul trouble. This SIUE team, they've got 3 different go-to guys that they can give the ball to when they're in a tough situation. They're going to be a problem in the Ohio Valley.
No question, and they know each other. They have experience. They have that. Really, the momentum has been building for them in this program since last year. Great cut, good finish right there from Nick Honor. But Ben, this SIU Edwardsville team, they know how to play together. They have that experience. They trust each other. And they've really shown some good moments here in this first half. Missouri's had moments where they can take this lead and build on it, and SIU Edwardsville has had an answer through this first half. They're hanging around here.
Rayshawn Taylor with 7 points, guarded closely by East. It's cut off on the baseline. Finds Pickett, the freshman. Misses the 3 into the hands of Grill. Quick pass to Carter. And Carter with a one-on-one chance will wait for reinforcements.
Heads up play there too by Caleb Grill to see the air ball. Ball falls right in his lap, and then to pass ahead, try to find some early offense and help yourself in transition.
Honor aggressive, driving on Pickett, knowing he has 2 fouls. There's Tanjay. Extra pass to Grill, extra pass to Carter. And he twists his way into a foul shot opportunity.
Yeah, and that was a good possession, though, from Missouri, because a lot of crisp passes. I'm okay with the shot fake from John Tanji. Puts the ball on the floor. You don't want to leave your feet to pass when you don't have a pass. You try to find one instead of make one, but he's able to find Nick Honor, and Honor quickly hits that swing pass to the corner to Caleb Grill, who immediately finds Noah Carter on a post-up. Good ball movement to swing the ball from one side of the floor to the other. That's tough on a defense when you move the ball that quickly.
2 shots for Carter. The foul on Lamar Wright, his first.
And Noah Carter, good first half for Missouri. 9 points, 3 rebounds, and came off the bench as well, and really doing a nice job. 3 of 6 from 3. The 3-point shooting being a big part of that, but really doing a nice job too defensively, walling up. He's had to play the 5 at different times. He's obviously a 4-5. You can play him at both positions, but defensively really battling, competing around the rim.
Carter with 10 points now. He hit those 3 threes midway through the first half to spark Missouri, who now has a 7-point lead to match their largest advantage of the first half. 30 seconds to play in the first. Minor probing his way to the paint, kicks it out to Lamar Wright, who hits a 3.
Great possession and a great read from Minor. Snaking the ball screen, able to extend the dribble and then find the open shooter.
Shot clock is off. and a timeout called by Missouri. The three-point shot has not been used nearly as much by SIU Edwardsville, but they've gotten them when they've needed them. They're 3 for 6 from the outside.
Yeah, they've hit timely ones, and that's really what you see in the numbers with them too. I mean, they're a team that they like the mid-range, they want to get to the rim, they want to put pressure on the rim to get to the free throw line. They can make threes, but they're going to shoot timely ones, good ones that are in rhythm. They're not going to force bad ones. You've seen some shot fakes where they've been putting the ball on the floor to get to the rim on traps that Missouri has shown, so really doing a nice job just finding good shots within the structure of their offense.
Missouri 5 for 16 from beyond the arc. I know that's not the long-term MO for most of the guys on this team, but at what point does Missouri de-emphasize the three-point shot and try to get some higher percentage looks?
Well, I think some of it too gets back to you want to try to find some more transition. You know, this is something Missouri did last year. They were great in transition, big part of that Des Moines Hodge, obviously. But play faster, you know, get downhill, if you can get a chance to rebound the ball and pass ahead to attack, start to do that. But in the half court, again, it gets back to ball movement and player movement. When you extend the dribble, when you try to force a little bit, and there's freedom of movement within this offense. That's what the great thing about Dennis Gates' system is. It's a fun system to play in. It values three-point shooting. It values getting the ball to the rim, but you got to take good shots. That's something Coach Gates always harps on, is you've got to take good shots within the structure of the offense. Sometimes that can take some time early on in the season to just know what a good shot is as opposed to what a forced shot is within that offense.
See what Missouri drew up. Final 11 seconds. They get it in Honor, and he gets a corner three, and he buries it.
I like that look. Nick Honor is the best three-point shooter right now on this team, and right there he had one dribble to get into his shot. Wide open, buries the three.
Taylor at the buzzer, can't get it to go, and so Missouri carries a 7-point lead into halftime.
Great first half from both teams. Back and forth we went. Missouri did a nice job to close the half and get a lead here, up 7 at the break.
Missouri with their customary halftime huddle before they go into the locker room.
The better transfers too in Dalton Neck. He's a great scorer. Zakai Ziegler is back.
Just 35% from beyond the arc. They want those numbers.
Score first mode, but he's very capable to play make and make passes as well.
Really even first half. I mean, look at the numbers there. Missouri, though, just 35% from beyond the arc. They want those numbers to go up.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously the three-point shooting is more volume. 6 threes attempted for SIU Edwardsville. For Missouri, it was 17. I would say 3 or 4 of those were possibly bad shots that leads to that three-point field goal percentage. But as Dennis Gates will always say, keep shooting, stay confident, and stay consistent within the structure of your offense. Don't go away from who you are. Let's see who sets the tone in these first 4 minutes. This is something we talked about at the end of the first half. How do we close halves? How do we start halves? Missouri won that final 4-minute period of that first half. It's why they have a 7-point lead. Let's see what we see here through the first 4 minutes of the second half.
A few players in foul trouble as we start the second half. Rayshon Taylor with 2 fouls for Brian Baroni's team, along with Shamar Wright, who was held to just 1 point. Missouri with 3 players with 2 fouls. John Tanjay, along with Caleb Grill and the freshman Jordan Butler. So we'll keep an eye on that. That could help define the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half as well.
Well, and you said it, Shamar Wright, 11 minutes in the first half. He didn't attempt a field goal. He got to the free throw line. That's where he got his 1 point, but didn't attempt a field goal through that first half. That's something SIU Edwardsville has to look at and think, we're down 7, and arguably our best scorer, best shot maker did not attempt a shot in the first half. Let's see what we see here to start the second half.
Missouri starts the freshman Jordan Butler to begin the second 20 minutes. Interesting, after they went small to begin the game.
Coach Gates is always going to keep us on our toes, isn't he? He's always going to change those lineups and stick with the hot hand, stick with the guys that are playing well.
Minor gets his own rebound. Butler taps it to East. Baseball pass to Grill. Transition 3. Got it.
It's great to see. Bench loves it, the fans love it, but nobody loves it more than Caleb Grill. Aiden Shaw getting in on the action off the bench. Great shot right there from Caleb Grill in rhythm, but it's the fine, the baseball pass from Shawnees. Also started with Butler tipping that ball out right to a teammate. Excellent, unselfish play to lead that transition break. Missouri playing fast right out of the gate.
Butler contests that one. Grill ends up with the loose ball. He pushes tempo. And it's knocked out of bounds by SIU Edwardsville. This is the first bucket of the game for Grill, who did have a couple of assists and 2 rebounds in the first half.
Yeah, tempo and pace. Great tip by Butler and a great find by Shaw. That's a tough pass right in the shooting pocket, full speed, and nothing but the bottom of the net. It's a pretty stroke too. Everything from the shoulders up, all in rhythm, fluid mechanics, great rotation, compact stroke, and buries the 3. Great sign for Caleb Grill to snap out of that 3-point funk he was in to start the season. He hit his last 3 in the close of that Memphis game. Don't think for a second that doesn't help shooters kind of think through some of those misses and start to find that confidence.
A cut by Grill, but it's knocked away. That's just the 4th turnover by Missouri. Shamar Wright on the drive. Good look to Thompson. Ripped out by Honor, but it's out of bounds off Missouri. It'll stay with the Cougars.
Good find by Shamar Wright. Good help side defense from Missouri. And then Nick Honor getting scrappy there defensively to use those quick hands. Ball gets put down in front of him. He's able to deflect it out of bounds.
Minor over to Taylor. Rayshon Taylor misses the 3, flying in his Grill with his 3rd rebound.
Ben, so many times when you think of rebounding, you think of guys boxing out, being ball in their area. You got to go rebound outside of your area. Caleb Grill, so good at that, going to get balls that are not in his area to impact the defensive glass.
Missouri with a 10-point lead. This is their largest of the ball game. Thompson and SIUE looking for the answer. They've always found one tonight to stay in the game. Lamar Wright on the baseline gets it to go.
Tough bucket, and Missouri's shown a little bit of a man-man zone, man principles, but kind of sinking back into more of a 2-3 zone type of set. It's a tough bucket though right there from Wright.
East into the corner to Carter. Extra pass. Grill another 3. 2 for 2.
In rhythm. So he's now 3 for his last 3 from 3. And that's a great unselfish extra pass from Noah Carter. Your 3-point team field goal percentage is gonna go up when you share the ball like that and you sacrifice a good shot for a great shot with a great shooter in rhythm, 1-2 step. Great find, great shot.
Now, Dennis Gates told us before the season one thing that he wanted Caleb Grill to do was expel more energy getting shots for others, and then it would always come back to him. 2 assists in the first half, and then it comes back to him to start the second half with a couple of 3s.
Yeah, and sharing the basketball is contagious. If one does it, the other 4 follow.
Butler, the 7-footer, can't get it to go. Rebound tapped out, contested on the baseline. It goes out off of Minor, and so Missouri will get the possession.
It's a heads-up play right there by Nick Honor. Really good activity to use his hands and compete for that 50-50 ball. As you can see right here on the baseline, that's a tough bucket right there from Lamar Wright over Noah Carter, really creating his own shot using his length. How about another great one-hand pass from Sean East across the court, and the extra pass from Noah Carter in rhythm to Caleb Grill for the 3.
Butler down low to Grill. It's popped right back out to him, and he's right to Grill anyway. 5 to shoot. East. So good driving tonight. He's going to have to go step back here to get it off, and that's a shot clock violation.
And right there, you know, Sean East trying to extend the dribble, but just got caught right there. Couldn't get around the defender, couldn't turn the corner, and a lot of stagnant there on that possession, specifically from Missouri. They've been able to build this lead here to start the second half by moving it and sharing it. Right there, just a little too much extended dribble instead of beating the defense with the pass.
Tanjay comes in for Carter for Missouri. Minor, Rayshon Taylor, Thompson, and the Wright twins for SIUE. And Butler, Tanjay, Honor, Grill, and East for Missouri. Minor on the drive, gets to the hoop, and will go to the line.
Right there in the ball screen. Minor's coming up hard in that screen, and Butler is in more of a drop coverage in that pick and roll ball screen, but just a little bit too not ready for the play. That's a freshman mistake right there. You got to have your feet low and be in a defensive stance right there. Just a little too upright, not low in a stance. Even at that size, knowing you got Minor, who's an experienced small guard, Minor sees that he's going to be off balance, and he attacks, goes into contact, and creates a foul.
First free throw is good. That foul on Butler was his 3rd. And the first team foul of the half for Missouri. First team foul for either team.
Yeah, Butler gets the foul there for obviously swiping down. You want to go high hands, but it's really the action prior to that. You got to be ready for the play. It's doing your work early to avoid that foul.
1 for 2 at the line for Minor, who now has 11 points. That leaves SIUE. There's Butler, 20+ feet from the basket, hands to Honor. Missouri late in the shot clock. Honor aggressively to the hoop, can't get it to go, and Minor has the rebound.
Again, bad possession, empty possession because too much dribbling, not enough ball movement.
Minor all the way to the rim, contested and taken away by Tanjay.
Great contest too, high hands, didn't foul, on balance.
Grill drives this time, and double dribble. That will take us to the first break of the second half. 4 minutes into this one. Missouri with a 10-point lead.
That Chiefs-Dolphins game in Germany. You know, I got to work in some Kansas City love into the broadcast.
That was too early for me. A nocturnal creature.
Me too.
I saw the second
too.
half of it, though. My brother went. He got to go to Germany for
nice.
that one.
It's a great experience.
Remember the Chiefs Rumble they represented?
Gotta love the Chiefs Rumble.
10-point game here as we are early in the second half. And boy, Missouri just has not been able to pull away from Brian Baroni's Cougars, have they?
Yeah, and Missouri got off to a really good start here through those first couple minutes, and then SIU Edwardsville doing a nice job of defensively really forcing Missouri to extend that dribble, and it's led to some empty possessions and some bad shots. SIU Edwardsville, meanwhile, trying to find a little bit more rhythm offensively. It's going to start with that guy right there, number 0, DeMarco Minor, really carrying SIU Edwardsville in that lead ball handler role.
He's got 11 points tonight, 6 rebounds, a couple of assists. As Missouri's been able to push the lead to as many as 11. It's 10 right now.
And Missouri right out of the break, bringing full court, man-to-man pressure.
Taylor, Brian Taylor to Minor. You see that on-ball pressure from Nick Honor. Minor's done such a good job of leading this attack for SIUE tonight, keeping his Cougars in this game. He really needs Shamar Wright to step up here in the second half. There's his brother Lamar. Drives, spins, finds Shamar. Still just 1 point for Shamar Wright. Looking for his first field goal. Can't get it to go there, and Carter has the rebound.
Good defensive possession right there from Missouri. It started with Nick Honor. Full court, 94 feet, sliding his feet, applying ball pressure. Late, SIU Edwardsville gets into their set there, and it's forcing a tough shot right there from Wright. Good defense from John Tanji as well.
Carter on the other end. Ball just seems stuck on the perimeter. There they go down low. Carter triple teamed. Still gets the hoop.
Tough bucket. Took a lot of contact. A great pass from Caleb Grill. Such a weapon when you have a shooter and a wing that understands how to post feed, understands how to use angles, fake one, throw one, but put balls in areas where your teammate can go get them. That's a tight window, but a great lead pass, lead Caleb to the rim.
Minor loses it. Good defense by Bates. Baseline find. Carter the rebound.
Noah Carter's so good at that. It's just going high hands.
No look pass. An extra one. Tanjay for 3. In and out.
This place would have erupted if that went down. Great passing right there. No look from Caleb. And an excellent extra pass from Tamar Bates. You love to see that unselfish pass. That's a great shot right there in rhythm from John Tanji. You'll take that all day.
Missouri now 8 of 21 from 3. I don't know if they've taken a bad 3 in the second half. There's Wright missing. So he still is yet to score from the field.
It's the best look he's had all night, too.
Under 14 to play. Missouri with its largest lead at 12. Here's Carter on the drive. And got tied up there. Lost his feet, but drew a foul. Foul goes against Minor.
Always good action right there. Noah Carter's so good at really exploiting mismatches in a team that switches heavily defensively. Usually Noah Carter can use his strength, his frame, his physicality, and really try to expose those mismatches. Really good at finishing over the top, creating contact, doesn't get bumped off his line too often. Right there, foul called on a late switch.
Minor gets a rest with his second foul. He's not only their leading scorer, he's their leading rebounder. 11 points, 7 boards. And the freshman who played a great first half, Anthony Robinson, checks back in for Missouri. Honor gets it into Carter. 2 most experienced Tigers connecting there. Carter out to Tanjay. Under 10 to shoot. Carter out to Honor. Way out from the basket. Loses control. That was off an SIUE player from mid-court. Can't bank it home.
That did everything but fall, too. Really heads-up play right there from Noah Carter to get the ball off the backboard.
Almost poked away by Robinson, but they'll get him for a foul.
Yeah. Easy call right there, just reaching in. Anthony Robinson knew it, too.
his second personal foul. And now 2 team fouls on Missouri in the second half.
Then you love to see when you look at Missouri's box score, you got Noah Carter, Sean East, 2 veteran experienced players that have really set the tone. Noah Carter off the bench too in this game. Both those guys, and then Nick Honor has also been solid. Those 3 experienced veteran players really doing a nice job tonight for Missouri.
Both teams have gone cold from the outside, and now Nick Honor gets up a little slowly there. He's holding his left arm and immediately goes to the bench, and Sean East will replace it.
I think that
Nick Honor will get looked at by the trainer.
Not sure if it's his hand or wrist area.
He's certainly in pain, you can tell that. We'll keep an eye on Honor over there on the bench.
That dude exudes toughness. You know he's in pain.
That means the freshman Robinson really gets to run the show here with Sean East.
Important minutes too right now for John Tanji as well.
Out to Carter. He was red hot from the outside in the first half, and there he goes in the second half.
He's looked great tonight. I mean, I think he's just the confidence level right there, shooting good shots, shooting shots in that pick and pop. He's so good in that area. All his threes tonight that he has made too have been highly contested. 4 of 8 from 3 tonight.
He's got 15, tying Sean East for the team lead, and a timeout called by SIU Edwardsville to try and get this thing back on the tracks for the Cougars. They now trail by 15. Missouri with its largest lead with 12:40 to play in the ball game, and the birthday boy Noah Carter with 15 points, red hot from the outside. Jarrett.
Yeah, Noah Carter showing his experience, shooting that thing from deep, has carried Missouri here tonight.
Approaching the midway point of the second half, Nick Honor in some serious pain moments ago on the Missouri bench, and here's the play where he appeared to get injured. Let's see what we can look at here, Jarrett. Favoring that left arm or left hand,
Yeah, it looked like when he was going to box out, is that connection made.
There it is on the left side.
Right there, I think Brian Taylor, just the contact there might have done something.
I wonder if maybe he got his arm lifted or something. It might have hurt his shoulder or elbow.
My left arm was extended, so yeah, I'm thinking elbow, wrist, maybe hand. And it was immediate right after that.
He did not go back to the back. He has been on the bench this entire time, and if we hear anything else, we will certainly pass it along. One of Missouri's most experienced players, and they are in a 15-point game at the moment. This is the largest lead Missouri has had in this ball game.
Yeah, and it got off to a good start. It's 11-3 so far, Missouri, in this second half. And the offense has been solid for the most part. There's been some possessions where the ball's gotten a little stagnant, but Missouri's done a really good job defensively. And I think it starts with the full court pressure. I think something Coach Gates really identified in the first half is carried over to the second half, really picking up that full court pressure, making it difficult for SIU Edwardsville to get into their offense.
Jordan Pickett back in the game for SIU Edwardsville. Freshman guarded by Tanjay gives it up to Rayshawn Taylor. Taylor with just 7 points. He's only 2 for 8 from the field. Top returning scorer from last year for SIU Edwardsville. Late in the shot clock. He's in trouble. Knocked away. And he doesn't get a steal for that, but that created the shot clock violation, the defense by Robinson.
And it's great when you see a freshman be that excited for making a defensive play. Anthony Robinson, freshman, a guy that you'd think, hey, he's going to show that when he scores. He shows that emotion defensively, getting a deflection, not even getting a steal, just getting a deflection to really force that shot clock violation.
He's got 3 points, all at the foul line. And 5 assists tonight. Here's East. Giving it up to Carter. Driving is East. Nowhere to go. Out to Tanjay. He puts up the 3.
Good find there, too, by Sean East. Playing off a jump stop. Didn't have anything. Waited for the play to develop to find Tanji.
Minor rejected by Carter.
Great stuff from Noah Carter right there.
Robinson the other way. Carter's been hot. Can't get that one to go. Long field goal drought for SIU Edwardsville. They're 0 for their last 6 and haven't had a field goal in the last 5 minutes. That's part of why they're down by 15. Marco Minor and the Cougars trying to get back into it. 60% of their offense.
Yeah, Shawnee set the tone right out of the gate in the first half, similar to what he did on Friday. Just really downhill attacking, being aggressive, cutting, moving without the basketball. He's probably one of the better players without the basketball. Really good cutter and slasher, high IQ, and how about his shooting? Just shooting the lights out so far this season. Noah Carter, great to see him find his confidence from three. He's been aggressive, looking for his shot in rhythm. He's made contested threes really all night. He's done a great job defensively too, walling up, being physical, being sound defensively, but it's the shooting, pick and pop actions, really shooting good shots and hitting those shots for Missouri.
15 points all in the first half for Shawnee East. Noah Carter has really sparked Missouri in the second half. 4 for 9 from beyond the arc. And Missouri has struggled from three-point range at times in this game, but Carter is the one who has been consistent.
Yeah, and a little different from the first half to the second half for Missouri. It just looks like the shot selection's been a little bit more crisper. And not a lot of bad ones. Missouri has had to force a few just late in bad possessions where they haven't been able to get into their offense. But for the most part, when Missouri's had good offense tonight, it's been the ball movement, the passing, really moving, cutting, and helping each other out on that offensive end. And then also we've seen a little bit more faster pace, playing in transition a little bit. Good to see Caleb Grill hit a three earlier.
There's the steal by East, and he's got his first points of the second half.
On cue, just read that passing lane like a book. Excellent coverage right there to shoot the gap, use his hands, get the deflection, live ball deflection, and then go get the turnover, get the steal, and coast to coast for the finish. So soft off glass with that soft left hand.
5th steal of the game for Missouri, and a foul on Robinson. This is a 7-0 Mizzou run. SIU Edwardsville needs a bucket. They haven't scored in over 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, and so much is Minor off the bounce, and he's been very good. But SIU Edwardsville, the screening's got to get better. They're not really screening bodies, and Missouri's doing a good job of taking the pressure and applying that pressure first. They're really taking the fight to SIU Edwardsville. Defensively, not a lot of paint touches unless it's Minor. SIU Edwardsville not getting good shots within the offense. A lot of that has to do with Missouri's defense. And how about 14, the freshman? Anthony Robinson's been everywhere, too.
To your point, Missouri outscoring SIUE in the paint 16-6. Taylor cut off by Carter. He's got nowhere to go. Minor has to put up a heavily contested shot. He drew the foul on Tamar Bates, who is shocked.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tough one. Tamar Bates, high hands. He's extended with that left hand. We'll see his feet to see if he's in the landing space of a shooter. Good kick out pass here. They're just a high, got off his feet a little bit. Not a lot of contact there. It's a tough one. Minor will go to the free throw line.
3 shots for Minor, who's got 11 points on 14 shots.
Probably good for him to get to the free throw line. Stop the clock. Hopefully hit these free throws, set your defense. Things have been a struggle offensively through these last 5-minute period, really, for SIU Edwardsville. A tough foul for Missouri with Tamar Bates on the three-point shooter. Can't foul shooters.
Thompson and Pickett exit the game for SIU Edwardsville. Brian Taylor comes in along with Lamar Wright. Minor hit all 3. He's got 14 points. It's back to a 14-point Missouri lead. Robinson looking to attack. Gets some space, goes all the way and draws a foul.
It's good to see a little burst right there out of the ball screen. And a right read to attack the paint. Had a lane, had a driving lane, went into contact to get the foul. Right there, Robinson taking the ball up. Shawnee East off the ball. It's a good sign when you can share it with Robinson and East playing both positions. They can play 1 and the 2. Anthony Robinson is a really good shooter. He's struggled from 3 tonight, but really good shooter. He's going to be such a good player for Dennis Gates in this program over time.
3 for 4 at the line tonight is Anthony Robinson.
Love the pink kicks, too.
And Missouri not going with the matching shoes tonight.
They are not. They're definitely not. We got Shawn East and the patent leather red J's. Respect.
Bright gold shoes for Aiden Shaw, who just checked back into the game. There's the red for Shawn East.
We got some purple kicks with Tamar Bates. Got all the colors flying around Mizzou Arena.
What was the rule under Coach A back in the day?
You wore the team shoes. Let's just say that. Maybe some guys got away from it over time that were allowed to get away from
some guys, 24 maybe.
24. This guy named Amari Carroll might have been one.
Almost 8 minutes without a field goal for SIU Edwardsville. Shamar Wright gets his shot blocked by Robinson. Aiden Shaw taking on both the Wright twins, and Missouri wins the battle. 10 minutes to go. East in transition, brings it back out. Shaw, this is his first real offensive touch, and he winds his way in for a layup.
Good balance, good patience right there to just get his feet underneath him, not rush the shot, play off 2 feet, play on balance, little hesitation, soft right hand hook right there, short right in front of the rim. And a good possession, the previous possession down defensively from Aiden Shaw. Got to be a little stronger with the ball, but good activity, taking contact, giving extra efforts. It's a good sequence right here from 23 Aiden Shaw.
Missouri still bringing the pressure. They lead by 18, their largest advantage tonight.
And this is what Dennis Gates wants right here. Aiden Shaw to be active at the top when they bring that full court.
Minor drives and kicks. Brian Taylor misses the 3. Flying in for the rebound is Robinson. And he gets fouled as 3 Cougars collapsed on him. You and I were talking about it pregame when we were having dinner in the media room. Anthony Robinson is not afraid of anything in his first 3 college games.
No, and what's great about Anthony Robinson for a freshman is just doing the little things, to be active, to, right here, just an excellent block. Got a piece of the ball, a little bit of a deflection there. Nice effort, and he does a nice job of when he contests to the side of the shooter, knowing he's not going to land in his airspace, and he's on the side of him. Great contest there, but then to challenge for that rebound too. Just doing a lot of the little things that when you're a freshman and you're a young player, that's how you earn minutes, because that builds trust with your head coach.
He's trying to get fancy there, but it's turned right back over to Missouri.
Ben, too, to finish that thought, Anthony Robinson, when you're a freshman, coming in with that selfless mentality of, I'm not coming into a game to score. And he's a very good high school player. I mean, he's coming here to play and compete, but he knows what's going to really matter to Coach Gates is little things that impact winning. And if I do those things right now in game, all of a sudden my minutes are going to keep building. They're going to keep stacking, because you can go into a game and Dennis Gates is going to know I have a freshman that will rebound the ball. He can play multiple positions. He can make a spot shot. He can guard different positions on the floor. The versatility that Anthony Robinson can bring over time is so beneficial to Dennis Gates.
He really does not look like a freshman at all.
Not at all.
Robinson so far tonight, 5 points off the line, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. And he's altered a couple of shots. It's been all over the place. Missouri continues to play a lot of guys. All these newcomers early in the season. Grill off the bounce. Flying in is Shaw. Almost had the rebound. Shamar Wright ends up with it.
Aiden Shaw, so athletic, just mistimed his jump just a little bit, but just seeing that length to be involved around the play. I love the effort from Aiden Shaw. Great switch here in a defensive stance. Love his activity he's bringing with the minutes he's getting.
And he ends up with a steal. Running 2-on-1. Tried to lob it to Robinson. Bates is there as the trailer. Rejected by Shamar Wright.
And speaking of unselfish, selfless plays, Shamar Wright sprinting back to protect the rim in defensive transition. Love that effort. Aiden Shaw, active hands, active feet. That's what he's so good at. Right there, the lob trying to be thrown there, a little low on the lob. Tamar Bates gets his shot blocked there, but a good sequence right there. Both teams, extra efforts really showing on the floor right now.
Missouri with 6 steals in this ball game now. Kurt Lewis checks in for the first time for Missouri, the JUCO transfer from Logan College in Illinois, and he will inbound to Bates. And there's Sean East, the other former JUCO National Player of the Year from Logan. Backdoor cut by Bates, a good look. He has to wind his way around and can't get it to go.
It's a tough one there. Good drive, good balance there, just couldn't finish. Great seeing
there are 8 minutes to play now.
Great seeing Kurt Lewis in the game too. You mentioned it. Great shooter, 48% from 3 and 52% from the field. Was 5th nationally at the JUCO level of John Logan.
3 on the shot clock, and he steals it. And that's Lewis there forcing the turnover. Finds Bates. Wide open look from the outside, and he buried it.
Great play. All set up by Kurt Lewis. Gets in the game. contagious when you give that effort defensively. He's everywhere, doesn't foul. Great hands to deflect the ball away, get the steal, and then puts the ball down on the floor and finds Tamar Bates, the shooter. Tamar, that's a great shooter's mentality right there, to catch your off balance, one dribble to set yourself, and then bury the three.
11 minutes without a field goal for SIU Edwardsville. Driving is Taylor, and he can't get that to go. They're snake bit right now. Shamar Wright can't get it to go either. He personally has not been able to buy a bucket this evening.
Yeah, there's been a lid on that rim for Wright. Tough one for him. Missouri still leading the charge here through the second half.
We talked a lot about the freshman Anthony Robinson's Sutton scouting report on the freshman from Tallahassee when we come back. Scout time, Anthony Robinson II, the freshman from Tallahassee, has been all over the floor tonight.
Yeah, man, this guy's a winner. He led Florida State University High School to 109 wins when he was in high school. Finishes the all-time winningest player in Florida high school history. He does a little bit of everything. This is something that Charlton Young and Dennis Gates did such a great job of identifying him, bringing him to Columbia. Long, athletic for a point guard. We saw some bursts with the ball in his hands earlier in the second half. You've seen it defensively with his ability to move laterally. He's balanced. He can score it. He can pass it. Was a really good scorer in high school. And then he's productive in the mid-range. He does have a good mid-range in terms of floaters. Once he gets the ball in his hands more, he has some playmaking ability in pick and roll to make some plays. This is a guy that was a McDonald's All-American nominee, 18-point-per-game score, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 3.5 steals. Was always productive in high school in so many different statistical categories. Biggest piece, winner. Absolute winner. And that's something that Dennis Gates brings to this program.
5 points, all at the line. I love the 2 blocks using that length.
And the thing is, too, I mean, he's a smart basketball player. The IQ's high. And I think that's something that a coach always is going to look for in a freshman first is, can you go in the game? Can you think the game and not break down? Can you do things with your mind as opposed to your physical traits and your talent? Can you think the game, process, and make good decisions for us on both ends of the floor? And he's done that through 3 games. Anthony Robinson has been on the floor, and those minutes continue to grow. There's great trust there.
Shamar Wright draws contact. It's a blocking foul. Couldn't get it to go. Remains frustrated tonight. Yet to score a field goal.
Yeah, that's tough, but I love that he's staying aggressive right there. I mean, he's had a few of those in the second half in particular. He gets the ball up off the glass, and the ball hits about every part of the rim, and just not falling for him, but staying aggressive, attacking, and right here getting a chance to get to the free throw line.
This is where he has scored his only point tonight, again coming off that career high 29 against North Park last time out for SIUE. He shot 50% from the floor that night for Brian Baroni also, so this is not what Shamar Wright is used to at all.
Not at all.
He's got 3 points.
You're going to have nights like this, though. You know, when you're a good offensive player and a scorer, sometimes it's just not your night, where you're just not finding a rhythm, you're not flying a flow, you're not getting the ball in spots you want on the floor. So many times as a scorer, it's about trying to find that confidence early, and just not a lot of buckets and momentum for Wright to find his offense. Lewis
drives and kicks. It swung around. Grill trying to get into the lane, and he draws a foul with 10 on the shot clock. He'll go against Rayshon Taylor.
An important 6 minutes here for both teams, but in particular, Missouri has been able to build this lead in the second half, and it's been great to see them defensively. They've been active on the glass. They've done a nice job on offense of moving and sharing the ball. They've shot it well, but a big important 6 minutes to stay consistent. Finish this game strong. Defend, guard, run good offense, take good shots, close this game how you want to.
East driving on Lamar Wright, finds Lewis in the corner. He misses the 3.
It's a good look by Sean East. That's what he's so good at. Get to the paint, make plays, keep your eyes up, keep your dribble alive, and find a shooter.
Missouri's 10 for 26 from beyond the arc, almost 40%. Now a whistle down low. Shamar Wright once again frustrated.
He's had a few of these, and he's just right there. It's great attacks too. I mean, he's using his size and his athleticism and his length. Right there, just a good change of pace. Move right there to go left foot to right foot, get to the free throw line right here and create contact, but he wanted that bucket to fall there. Had a good look at the rim, just couldn't finish.
4 points, all at the foul line. And only 5 field goal attempts. Part of that was the early foul trouble he got in the first half.
Missouri's scouting report, too, was really good, just not allowing him touches through those first few minutes of the ballgame.
Quick pass by Grill to Bates. Missouri, out of a press, they break it and essentially end up with a fast break opportunity.
Yeah, Tamar Bates will take it right there. This is where a pivot always is important. Fundamental basketball. Play off 2 feet, jump stop, be on balance. Good pivot, pass fakes, defenders move, and you step right to the lane and get a free floater.
Bates with 5 points tonight. He had 18 in the opener against Pine Bluff. As a foul is called on Missouri off that miss. Bates had 6 points on Friday against Memphis. Again, 5 tonight.
Yeah, Tamar Bates going to be such an important player for Missouri this season because he is very skilled. He had a 3 in the corner in this second half that was on balance, but really impressed with his decision making. He's a good athlete. He's a great downhill attacker, straight line driver, but he's not forcing the game. That's something we've seen from Tamar through these first 3 games. Not forcing, being under control. He can score it, but he's not going to force the issue. He wants to play within the structure of this offense, and he wants to play with pace. That's why he came here, is play faster and have more opportunities to showcase that athleticism.
Missed by East. That last foul on Missouri, by the way, was Caleb Grill's 4th. Missouri with a 19-point lead. Still no field goal in 13 minutes of action for SIU Edwardsville. There's a 3, and the drought continues. That was Brian Taylor.
That was a great look, too.
Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Missouri. Mizzou brings Noah Carter back into the game. He will replace Tamar Bates.
A lot of that field goal drought too. SIU Edwardsville has had some tough moments just finishing around the lane, getting the ball to the paint through the chunk of that second half. Mid-second half was a struggle, but a lot of that too, Missouri's been really active and into the ball defensively, and their full court pressure, I think, showed some things to SIU Edwardsville that slowed them down on offense.
4.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Missouri with a comfortable 19-point lead. Lewis with 5 to shoot. He'll drive, pull up. And an up and down shooting night for both teams.
Yeah, and right there, you know, a lot of dribbling. It's a good move to the step back, but a lot of dribbling, and ball stayed on one side of the floor. It's a tough shot. Probably could have got a better one.
Right cut off. Minor guarded by Carter. Here's Brian Taylor. Out to Minor. 5 to shoot. Grill. Stuck to Minor, who rises, and it's an air ball.
Excellent defense. I mean, excellent defense from Missouri.
And that's with 4 fouls, too, by Grill.
So good moving his feet. Really uses angles well, too.
East hits the 3.
That jump shot is pure. He is shooting the lights out to start this season. In rhythm, great extra pass, wide open spot up right there.
You know, Missouri has not been shooting the ball great in the second half. They're 9 for 22, but this insane scoring drought, 0 for their last 14 from the field for SIU Edwardsville, has helped Missouri build this lead. It continues.
Missouri's communication, they're talking a lot, really engaged into the ball, doing a great job of defending all 5 guys on the floor doing their job.
Hammered down by Aiden Shaw.
We were waiting for one of those. I know Truman loves it. I'll say that. He's joined me here at the scores table. He loved that one. You bring this great energy, Truman, right there. Great stuff from Aiden Shaw to crash and showcase that athleticism high above the rim.
He's got 4 now. Under 3 to play. Minor. Out to Shamar Wright. Wright driving on Lewis. And knocked away that time. Are they going to call a foul? That's out of bounds off Missouri. That'll take us to another break. Missouri building a 24-point lead, and the Kansas City kid, Aiden Shaw. The fans love it. The mascot loved it. And the Missouri Tigers love seeing that. Up by 24 coming down the stretch. 45 seconds remaining in this one. And Jarrett, this has been an absolutely dreadful second half offensively for SIUE.
Yeah, they've really struggled. You can take a look at this, the differences in first half to second half. 1 for 20. Now, some of that is, it's been a tough night in terms of finishing. SIU Edwardsville has had chances around the rim. They just haven't been able to convert and finish. They've been unlucky from three. But let's not slight Missouri's defense, too. I think Missouri's defense has been very good in the second half. I mean, you saw Caleb Grill just a few moments ago sliding his feet. Great contest. Anthony Robinson had a block earlier on a three. Great minutes from the bench. They're doing great work with Aiden Shaw in terms of rebounding and being active around the rim. I think everybody's played a part in this for Missouri. SIU Edwardsville has had some good looks, but it's been a struggle through the second half.
Cougars have scored just 10 points in the second half. 8 of them have come at the foul line. This scoring drought is at over 3 minutes, and they're 0 for their last 15 from the field. Missouri has taken advantage with a 7-0 run over the last 3 minutes to expand this lead. It is currently at 24. There's Wright. He can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Thompson. Out to Taylor. He drives and will go back to the foul line.
This second half for SIU Edwardsville is probably the one they saw on film of Missouri against Memphis from the other night. It's just been one of those second halves. Got to stay aggressive, though.
Brian Taylor going to the line. He was all-state here in the state of Missouri for DeSmet High School. Brian Baroni's team will, well, they won't want to look at the tape, but they will and try to glean something from it.
There are positives too, Ben. There are positives. The first half, they were solid. And we talked about it at the break. It was a 7-point game. So it's just one of those things where SIU Edwardsville got away a little bit from what the success was in that first half. Full court pressure was something Missouri really brought to this game in the second half.
Head to the Jaguar Classic next, where they'll face Denver, Nichols, and South Alabama right in a row there before Detroit Mercy and Missouri Baptist. So a busy November for SIUE.
Ben, this team's going to be a solid team. They got a good point guard that can create, can make shots off the bounce, can play make. They got size, they got length, they got good rim protection. They're an athletic group, and they have a solid bench. You know, it's a team that's, yes, they have struggled through this second half, for much of this second half, but a lot of good things that they showed in the first half too that you can take with you. In their experienced, they've played together. That's going to bode well for them as they get into the chunk of their season.
And the alley-oop to Aiden Shaw, an exclamation point for Missouri.
I think Tamar Bates knows on this set, Aiden Shaw's going to get a dunk, and I can just throw it wherever, and he's going to go get it. Not a great lob either, and Aiden Shaw just makes it look easy. Such a tough catch, and then able to finish as well. It's a great set, too, from Missouri out of the timeout.
Yancey on the drive. That's contested, and he'll go to the line. That's Ethan Yancey who just checked in. Here's Shaw going airborne again.
Overhead pass. It's a little bit low.
He brought that from his knees, or at least his shoulders.
Just the hang time there to just grab it and go right above the rim. A good pass from Tamar Bates to just lead Aiden Shaw. Yeah, you want the lob to be a little higher, throw it to the back of that backboard. But an overhead pass, a little bit more difficult. And Aiden Shaw goes and finishes. Good second half minutes from Aiden Shaw that we've seen on both ends of the floor tonight. How many shots have we seen from SIU Edwardsville that have just bounced around about every part of the
halfway down
in the second half?
You got to figure they won't experience too many more shooting nights like this. They've got a tight 8-man rotation already that they can really rely on, and you expect better nights from Shamar Wright and Rayshawn Taylor. And the field goal drought finally ends. That snaps an 0 for 16 streak that lasted more than 16 minutes. It's Yancey.
I love that. I love the timeout too. Hits the three and then call the timeout just to talk to your team about this is a good learning moment. There's a minute 30 to go. Game's out of hand. You've had a bad second half. This is a chance to talk to your team and just have a little bit more of a confidence boost to close this game. They're going to feel bad about losing this game and this game getting away in this second half. But right there, seeing that ball go through the net, you can end this game on a positive note, stick together through this tough second half, and stick together through the season.
Pretend it's a 2-point game instead of a 20-point game right
Absolutely.
now. See how they react.
And, you know, I always say this, every minute matters. You know, you're on film. You're going to study this. There's going to be guys that can take some things from this final 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and just take it to the practice floor, learn from it, grow from it. Just like what Coach Gates was telling his Mizzou team after their loss against Memphis. You got to learn from it. There's positives and negatives to any game. Doesn't matter if you're blowing out a team in a win or getting blown out in a loss. There's always positives. You got to stay even keel. Can't get too high, can't get too low. Season's too long. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You've got to continue to stay confident within yourself and within your group.
And Missouri, by the same token, they're not emptying the bench. A lot of new faces, a lot of players playing together for just the third game, and so Missouri keeps a lot of their regulars out there to finish out the final minute and 15 seconds of this one. Lewis has gotten a lot of time here in the second half. So has Shaw. A couple of highlight reel plays on his 6.4 rebound night, and draws a foul that will be called on Lamar Wright.
We always talk about Aiden Shaw in terms of his development and the growth. I've talked about the effort a lot over our calls against Arkansas Pine Bluff and SIU Edwardsville. He's playing harder, third effort, fourth effort. He's such an athlete, and his length has been great. But what we're seeing too is some of the skill development, the ball handling a little bit. He had a nice little short jumper, little floater in that paint off a drive, was on balance, used his strength. Last year, he probably gets bumped off that spot. You know, he's probably off balance. You just seen his strength. He's committed himself to that weight room over the summer. He knows what life is like in the Southeastern Conference, most importantly. You're seeing some growths and baby steps from Aiden Shaw that you really want to see.
Trent Pierce into the game for the second time, finds Shaw. It's only 5 to shoot. Shaw can't get it to go, but will go to the foul line.
And that's one of his moves that he's added, is that left hand. He's more confident with his left hand. We saw that in the Arkansas Pine Bluff game. He had a nice left hand soft touch finish right there late in the shot clock. Instead of being back on his heels, he attacks, and he attacks the gap that is right there. It was cleared out nicely by Trent Pierce too. Good pass, and Trent leaves the block to open up that driving angle, and Aiden Shaw able to use his strength and physicality to create the contact and get to the line.
In and out for Shaw on the first one. It's a busy November for Missouri. Thursday they travel to Minnesota, and then they'll be back home for Jackson State. And it's a busy Thanksgiving week. Jackson State Sunday, South Carolina State Wednesday, Loyola of Maryland on a Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend before they go to the SEC ACC Challenge against Pitt on the road on November 28th.
At Minnesota game in a barn, and at Pitt for 2 tough places to play. Missouri will get tested with a true road test coming up. A couple on the slate through the month of November.
Yeah, from November into December, this 5-game stretch for Missouri. At Pitt, home for Wichita State, at Kansas and Allen Fieldhouse, Seton Hall in downtown Kansas City, and Illinois in downtown St. Louis. That is going to tell us a lot about Dennis Gates' team.
And how great, too, that this program will play a game in St. Louis and in Kansas City this year. That's great for the state.
Lob down low to Butler. Under 20 seconds, but Missouri can't hold for the final shot. A couple of freshmen in the corner, Pierce and Butler. Pierce looking to go to work. Tried to get it to Shaw. Yancey. Taylor. Got it, plus the foul.
Tough finish right there. Through contact for the and one. Trent Pierce, teachable moment right there. Got stuck there in the corner, worst spot you can be stuck. Not a lot of options there to pass the ball out. Been a great night though for Missouri tonight. Really, that second half says everything. 30-18 in the second half for Missouri. Balance on both halves. A lot better with ball movement, passing, shot creation. Got a little bit of a head start with obviously Noah Carter shooting the ball so well. Shawnee's played so well. Really carried Missouri tonight.
10.9 for Brian Taylor. Anthony Robinson will dribble it out. And the Missouri Tigers pick up an 18-point win and improve to 2-1 on the year.
2-1, and they get their first true road test. They go to Minnesota next. They're going to be a tough ball game, but good for Missouri to respond after the Memphis loss, play well tonight, get a good win in front of this home crowd.
We're not done. 20-point night for Sean East. We will talk to the Missouri senior when we come back. A 68-50 win for Missouri over SIU Edwardsville. Back with more in a moment.